The calendar has officially turned to November, and that means we're running out of bold predictions. Of course, the 40-year vet Tim May, he'll have something crazy to say about what's going to happen in the Horseshoe on Saturday night, as will Andy Backstrom. The only night game of the year in the Horseshoe happens on Saturday. That's tomorrow, because it's a football Friday in the greatest city on earth. That is Columbus, Ohio. Tim, what's your bold prediction for what's going to happen between the Buckeyes and Michigan State, head coachless Michigan State?
Yeah, interim head coach, Harlan Barnett.
Sure.
That Emeka Egbuka and Marvin Harrison Jr. are each going to have 2 touchdown catches or more.
Wow.
That's pretty bold, isn't it?
That's very bold.
I mean, Ohio State only scored 4 touchdowns with this offense last week.
Yeah.
This should not be confused with Rutgers' defense.
Let me check the notes. Yeah, that qualifies as bold.
Thank you.
I'm going to go with 500 total yards of offense.
Ooh.
Which is not a number.
By whom?
Ohio State.
Oh, Ohio State, okay.
Which is not a number we've been seeing a lot this year, but we have seen it from Ohio State in the past. I think that if there's a get-right game offensively, we have yet to see that complete offensive performance. The closest thing we got was Purdue. I think we see it even more this time against Michigan State. I thought it was going to happen, quite honestly, against Rutgers. It did not, but that Rutgers defense is much better than probably anyone gives it credit at any time. I mean, the College Football Playoff Committee is giving it a lot of credit right now. So Michigan State, though, does not have that defense, and Ohio State still has an offense with all the potential to finally click.
Not 1, not 2, not 3, 4 Ohio State turnovers on Saturday night. That's my bold prediction. I think the Buckeyes are going to turn Michigan State over quite a few times. I think this Michigan State team is very bad. We saw what the Wolverines did to them a couple weeks ago, 49-0. It was not even close. I'm very, 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 very close. If you talk to me in the next 8 minutes, you might hear a shutout. I'm not sure yet. I don't think this is going to be competitive, and I think NBC is going to get the viewership from the Buckeyes, but man, I'd like to see the number on the third quarter rather than the first quarter. I think this is going to be a blowout.
Did you see the movie Inglourious Bastards? Remember how they figured out the guy wasn't German? Because he ordered 3 more drinks. Remember that?
Yeah.
And they do it like this.
Yeah.
And you did it like this.
Because I was counting to 4.
That was interesting.
4. I was counting to 4.
Okay, I know.
1, 2, 3.
You're not German, though, is the point, right?
Gorlami. Tim, offensive player of the game after I just predicted Ohio State's going to have 4 turnovers. Or produce 4 turnovers.
Well, you know what? If I've got 2 guys catching 2 touchdown passes minimum each, the offensive player of the game, and forgive me, football gods, the offensive player of the game is probably going to be Cal McCord.
Okay.
The quarterback. How many times have we picked him to be the offensive player of the game, by the way?
A lot. There's only so many guys you can pick. There's only 11.
Yeah. I just got to.
There's 3 of us. We've done this 9 times. So
I think they want to come out of that game feeling really good about the consistency and the jump start of the offense. So Cal McCord, offensive player of the game.
Good
Final
pick.
Answer.
Good pick. Good pick.
Yeah.
Were you going to pick him?
No.
You can go and pick him.
No.
I'm going Travion Henderson because he's been out of this world the last 2 weeks.
We would have put like Travion Henderson, Cal McCord, and Marvin Harrison Jr.'s name on the little trophy.
No.
Just keep handing it back and
No,
forth.
you'll
Okay.
see.
Honorable mention goes to Patrick Gerd because if Kate Stover doesn't play
You're just
again,
promoting your story for tomorrow.
well,
For today.
if Kate Stover doesn't play, then we'll see both G. Scott and Patrick Gerd again. And if they're up big, who knows? Maybe he gets that kind of, hey, here's a touchdown kind of play. But no, I'm going Travion Henderson for my 1A pick. And I just think that he's been so dynamic the last 2 weeks, both through the air, out of the backfield, as a pass catcher, which we haven't seen since 2021, and of course as a runner. And it's made everything look better offensively for this team. So I think he has another big day. I don't know if he gets to 200 again, but I think he certainly goes over 100 rushing.
The potential is there for him to have a big day. Just leave it at that.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I'm going freshman wide receivers, Carnell Tate and Brandon Ennis. Just as a duo, like a little bit of a package deal here. I think Ohio State, this is the kind of game where you get up early, you get up big, you get number 18, number 2 on the bench, let them get their production, get their yards, and then sit them down. You get some experience for guys who may or may not be coming along here soon. You're going to need them against Minnesota. You could very well need them against Michigan. You could need them in the college football playoff, the Big Ten championship game. So I really do think they're going to start to push the envelope with Carnell Tate. They're going to try to get Brandon Ennis a little bit of playing time to get him used to the action in the horseshoe. So I'll take them as a package deal. I think they're going to have a pretty good game.
Okay.
Defensive player of the game.
Defensive player of the game. I haven't given this a lot of thought, only because I think the defense as a whole is playing extremely well. But
Groundbreaking stuff.
yeah, but I'm going to go with the same guy I picked last week because I thought he was almost there, almost borderline, but almost there. Sonny Styles, defensive player of the game. I don't need to go into detail. Everybody knows he's playing safety. Lathan Ransom, I'm not sure he's going to be able to go again this week.
No.
I would expect not. Sonny Styles, ladies and gentlemen. Final answer.
Yeah.
Good pick.
Good pick for sure. I'm going JT Tuimoloau. I just think that we have
Never heard of him.
Yeah, I know standard picks here, but I think that he is, on a verge of a really breakout season. Like we don't talk about it in that way because the numbers aren't necessarily there. But I think he's done enough so far to be in that first-round conversation.
I think in a
NFL
matchup
draft.
situation, he and Sawyer are going to have favorable matchups on Saturday.
I agree. Yeah, that's why this pick
That's
is coming.
what always leads to
And
that.
I think that he's just one or two of those games away from where everyone's talking about him, and he's done it in the biggest games this year, Notre Dame, Penn State.
Yeah.
I think he's also going to do it in one of these games. It's a little bit of a throwaway in terms of when you look back on the season, and maybe beef up the numbers a little bit.
Do you guys remember who my defensive player of the game was last week?
Y.A. Tittle,
Do you?
Jordan?
Sammy Ball.
It was Jordan Hancock, and Sunday Ohio State tweeted a graphic that said defensive player of the game,
Oh man,
Jordan Hancock.
Yeah.
So
you're going to bruise.
I'm
You're-
gonna
actually,
go-
I don't know what you're going to bruise. You're either going to pull a muscle or you're going to bruise your back by patting yourself on the back. But you're right. You
Well,
did pick Jordan Hancock,
so-
and man did it come through.
man, somebody's got to do it though, so might as well pat myself on the back.
Thank you, Josh Proctor, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to take Jermaine Matthews in this. I don't think Denzel Burke's workload has to be huge if he does end up playing. I really don't think you need him out there very much. You're going to want him to start to get back in the flow of the game for the Michigan game, but you're not going to need him in there a lot. And so I think you're going to be able to rotate some corners, see what other guys have. Malik Hartford's going to be in there some. Jermaine Matthews is going to be in there some. And I think Jermaine might be a part of one of those or two of those turnovers that I predicted for Ohio State. So I'm going to take Jermaine Matthews Jr. I think he's really coming along, and talking to him on Wednesday in the Woody was kind of eye-opening how confident he is. He reminds you of a young Denzel, and that says a lot because Denzel Burke was so special as a freshman. So
Denzel Burke is still special.
absolutely. Score prediction, Tim.
I'm going to say Ohio State gets into the 50s for only
Woo.
the second time this year, right? I mean,
Woo.
62 or whatever it was against Western Kentucky.
Oh my.
63. Ohio State 52. Michigan State. This defense wants to keep chugging along.
Do it.
Wants to keep doing
Do it.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Do it.
No, because Michigan State's got some players. Michigan State 10. Ohio State 52. Michigan State 10. Final answer.
Good pick.
Yeah, I'm landing on 10 for Michigan State as well. I'm saying 49-10. I don't have it in me to go to the 50s. I had them in the 40s last week. They didn't get there, although it got closer than I
They
think
got
we all
close,
expected.
baby.
So I'm going 49-10. Yeah, there's only 7 teams in the country that have 4 defensive touchdowns this season. Ohio State is one of them. I think they get a 5th. You're always up for those.
That's
Tim.
supposed to
We
be a
talked
bold
about that.
prediction now.
Well, it's part of the score prediction.
Yeah, but see, that's what I always tell people.
Yeah.
You envision what they can do offensively. Now they're going to get a bonus defensively.
Yes, I think they do. This one, I'm going to say scoop and score. We've seen 3 pick sixes this year, 1 fumble recovery,
Where Hancock's was almost a scoop and score.
but I'm going with a scoop and score traditional way for a touchdown to get them to that 49.
I am going to go Ohio State 41, Michigan State 13.
41.
Yeah, 41. I think this is the Ohio State offense just is not the score 50, 60 points all the time offense. And so I'm kind of starting to bring myself back down to earth with these score predictions, but also I'm willing to be wrong. So I'll go 41-13. I think Michigan State might have something on special teams for the Buckeyes. They've been watching the film. So Ohio State's going to have to focus on special teams, but Michigan State's going to try to exploit some things. So
That's funny. I think Ohio State's offense is going to break free. That's what I feel they're going to break free.
spread their wings and learn how to
Because
fly.
it's got to happen sometime. It's got to happen sooner or later, and I really feel like it's this week. Now, Western Kentucky, that was a kind of a break free moment, especially the second quarter. But I just feel like this week is that close to a complete game for Kyle McCord et al.
Very quickly, I want like 10 seconds here, Tim.
Oh, I thought we were done.
Penn State, Michigan. Who you got?
You know, I'm going to pick Penn State just for the fun of it.
I love that. I do. That's petty as hell. I love that.
If they just are a little bit bold, not nuts, just a little bit bold, it's there.
Bold enough to steal some sides? Andy.
Yeah, they need Drew Aller against Maryland, not Drew Aller against Ohio State. I'm going Michigan. I think we're getting 11-0 versus 11-0 in Ann Arbor.
I will go with that team up north as well. I know you don't like hearing the word Michigan, so I'll just say that team up north. I think Michigan, little too much, but I like that Penn State plus 5.5. Not betting advice, just interesting. I'm watching that. I think Penn State's going to give them everything they've got. I'm looking at like 28-24, something like that. I think it's going to be an absolute war. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. The good news for Lettermen Row is that Ohio State plays at 7:30, and so we can watch that game and then drive to the Horseshoe. So
Yeah,
we
so
will
we're gonna
be
here for the radio show.
we
That's
will-
something else.
well.
And by the way, I'm sorry I put a lozenge in my throat, and then you called on me. I would like to apologize to the listeners,
And the Academy.
not the viewers, just the listeners,
And the Academy.
and the Academy. Yeah.
All right. We will be watching Penn State,
Get
Michigan.
that lozenge out of your mouth.
We will be watching Michigan versus Penn State at noon on Saturday, and then we will be watching from the press box in person Ohio State and Michigan State as the Buckeyes battle the Spartans, the embattled Spartans. Tim May, the 40-year vet, he'll be there. Andy Backstrom, he'll be there. I will be there as well. Spencer Holbrook, that's me. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Head to lettermenrow.com right now where you can get one month of coverage for $1 that gets you through the game. It gets you through the Big Ten title game, all the way through the college football playoff announcement where we expect the Buckeyes will be at the end of the year. For now,
It's so much cheaper than Peacock.
absolutely. For now, we're going to be over in the Horseshoe on Saturday night. That's where we're supposed to be. Again, Tim, Andy, Spencer, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys there on Saturday night.